maybe what I'm thinking is, let's say a guy comes in, he's going to get this piece of thing and that alteration and this thing, and then he really never learns to play the guitar.
Well, because he doesn't know anytime. He still doesn't know, but he thinks it might help him. He thinks. He said, I think it helped him. Did it? No. Oh, okay. I mean, I was dealing with music. We're all like myself. I've played it for so many years, and I've been through that. Even with myself, how many times you buy a guitar? You say, "Boy, that's great." I think it's great. Inside there, somebody keeps telling you, "No, you're not sure yet." Okay. Like I was telling one of the guys when I went we had these sets made of strings, right? All I did, I went to the same as my other blindfold test. I went through GHS and the Dario, all the music companies, and I had the kid that works with me put all the strings on here. Number 3 string on every string from all the companies. I kept saying, okay, I like the 4th one, and he just marked them down. At the end, I found out that GHS was the ones for me. You follow me? That I liked their sound. But if I had all of a sudden, because I know the Dario, right? And I'd say, well, that's good, the Dario string. I like that one better. I know I would do that. But this other way, I don't have no decisions. I just hear it with my ears. I have no way. And then we mark it down. And that's how I do it. That's how guitar players are. And that's how when you buy a guitar, That's why whenever I test a guitar, when I tested this guitar, I tested right exactly where I work. Like a guys get a new guitar, right? All the beginners get a guitar and they bring it home and test it for 3 days, right? Not me. Delivered at the studio at 2 o'clock. And I sit there, and the first time I play a chord, it's where I've been sitting for 20 years. You know what I mean? So I know if it's better or not. You know what I mean? I know how it's going to answer and speak. So that's how I do. I test right under fire whenever I test out. Now, if it doesn't make it, immediately I got somewhere to go. I don't like getting onto that one. What'd you ask me for that one?
A lot of electronic crutches for lack of playing ability.
Oh, no question about it. That's what I could have said too, right? Yeah. A lot of people, in fact, there's nothing greater than electronic devices to make you sound like you know what you're doing. Because I do it all the time.
Say you have 3 classical guitars.
Right.
They all sound different. Will you try to get all 3 to sound the same? Or will you use the same set of strings on all 3 guitars? Or will you find a different brand of string where it's different on different
chords?
What
I did is I picked the guitar that I used. That's like putting a $1 million, pickup on a $1 million
guitar, right? Or then a garbage guitar, you don't know. But by doing it this way, you actually hear the difference. You can actually hear the difference.
What I'm saying is, say you have 3 classical guitars of your own.
Right.
Would you use, say, GHS on all 3 the guitars, or would you use a GHS on this and Dean Markley on that?
No, once I get, so I don't get brainwashed. Once I find the sound I like, I don't want to like it no more or no less. Just give it to me. I like it now. Don't get me confused. See, that's exactly what I do.
Well, what you said, 3 guitars have different sounds.
Right. Okay, but the idea is once I put it on one, I've made up my mind that GHS worked good. I heard the difference. Now laziness comes in. I'm going to do that all over again? You've got to be kidding. You see what I mean? So that's exactly where I go from. Yeah. If I had a guy that just hung around with me, I'd be dynamite. I'd say, do this, do that, do that, yeah, do that. Yeah, no, I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. Well, that'd be great, but I don't. If I got to do it, forget it. Just like you're changing strings. I got a set of strings out there, right? That I sell. I haven't changed strings on this thing in 1.5 years. My bass guitar strings have been on there for 16 years. I sell strings. That don't mean nothing to me. I can't stand changing them. Yeah.
Did you ever feel like drinking or smoking pot or anything like that?
Did I ever what?
Did you ever feel like drinking or smoking pot or anything like that affected your playing?
Sure.
For the worst?
Yeah, for the worst. I keep hearing. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was really hot one time. I was about 15, and I went and took this place by storm. I think it was Benzedrine or something. Oh, yeah, it was, crazy. Well, it was crazy. It sounded terrible, and I thought I was a bitch. I walked away, wow. And everybody's talking about me for 3 weeks, how terrible I was. So I don't know, because see, I've been through that with myself. Good, I'm going to be doing a dope clinic here now, I guess. I've never done this one. I gotta get this one in, because you know how I say the blindfold test and all this, that I feel we all don't know what's going on. Well, one time this happened to me on a show. It was one of these typical TV type shows, where live show. like a Burt Reynolds special, you know, all that with a lot of music going on. And this happened a few years ago. And there's one friend of mine, a piano player, that's high all the time, right? Okay, he always, you know, he's one of the guys that keeps getting busted for playing wrong. And he keeps saying, oh, no, it's not, it has nothing to do with that, you know. I said, well, man, it sounds like it, you know. I love this. When I'm on camera, dang, I better watch what names I use here. Scratch all names with you guys when you do this. And so all of a sudden, I'll never forget this. One day, we're doing this show, and he's on the show, you know. And I'm saying, it's got to affect your playing. He said, no, man, it doesn't. And then people come back and said, hey, Mike was loaded. I used the name Mike as it was his name. And they said he was loaded, and he said, and something happened. So on this one day, I'm sitting there, and where I'm playing, you know, and it's one of the rare moments. When I say rare moments, once every 3 or 4 or 5 years, I'm one of the guys, you know. They come up to me, they say, you want to take a few pokes? And I said, okay, and they're all flapping. Oh, he's got it, okay. So I take it. Now, before the break, I have a little figure to play. You know, now I'm not thinking, right? They have the break, and I'm going through the whole break. Now I come back, and I'm looking at this music, and I'm going, all right, got to do another take, you know. You know. And I couldn't understand. I said, what's wrong? My hands ain't going, you know. Then all of a sudden I went, I know what's wrong, Mike! I'm right. After all these years, I don't hear nothing. It blew. I couldn't play. I could not play a little lick, and that was the first time I'd ever experienced that, you know, for a test against it, for as far as I was concerned, you know. Well, good, now I'm in the dope business, talking about dope guys or something, you know. Yeah.
Do you love your work?
Yes. Yeah. That's why I like it. That's why I'm able to do all this stuff, you know. And don't get me wrong, like I say, I'm talking about music and the music business. In the music business, I like, sometimes they get together. Sometimes, like them pretty things you heard there, okay, as far as I was concerned, that was the music business. But there was some good music went on, too. That happens now and then. Yeah.
What do you do for time off?
What kind of time, what do you mean by time off?
Say you have a day off.
I go to a phone and I become a businessman. I say, what do I do today? I sit there and, you know, and I'll call a hustle. I say, let's see, what can I do? And I says, I'll call Yamaha. Maybe I'll talk them into doing some clinics. I'll call a guitar player into article. Everything that I've ever done has been because I had a day off.
So do you ever take a break and take off and go anywhere?
I'm here. That's a break. Yesterday I was here. Yesterday I was in Oregon. That was a break. I drove to the ocean like I'm a real tourist. I bought a book. Where did Oregon? Where did you go? The ocean left? Okay. Wow. All by myself. I had a freak. I walked in the sand dunes. You know, by myself. You know, I said, wow, look at them nuts on them cars going up and down. They're crazy. You know, and I thought I was crazy than everybody else. Yeah.
So you would say that it was music that made you financially fit, not the aircraft?
Well, all that did was help me to really decide that I don't like that, you know. And that's why I keep, when guys say, what's your best gig, I keep saying that one, because it really helped me to go into my own thing.
I got a 2-in-1 question. During the year and a half that you said, okay, you sat down and you decided this was going to be it, and you practiced over and over. Did you put as much practice into your sight reading for your studio work as you did practicing, or was it strictly practicing?
Oh no, it was practicing 4 studios, a little of everything that could help me. In other words, I didn't have a good ear, so when I was practicing the bebop stuff, I was playing with a tune. You know, I was going. I wasn't practicing their licks. I was just getting their feeling. See, whatever I was doing, just getting a feeling of music.
When you were putting in like the 4 hours a day, whatever you're putting in, at the end of your practice, did it ever feel like to the point where you just couldn't play another note, your hands felt swollen and never did?
No, because I would practice for an hour and a half, I'd stop, I'd practice. Another thing, I practice good. When I say good practicing, later I'll show you, remind me about that, I'll show you my technique I think helps, because of the technique I use, I don't get tired, you know. Because fortunately I didn't read a book to show me how to hold a guitar, you know. The books are what get you tired. They tell you hold the guitar, do a whole bunch of stuff, pretty soon your arm's breaking.
Did you do anything to work on your memory? Just steady practice?
Yeah, no, I got the worst memory. Worst, awful.
Me and you both.
Yeah. What'd you just ask me? Okay.
Do you feel that you should have a backup thing, like like a technical profession or some kind of profession other than being a musician to fall back on in case you don't make it?
I never thought of it. God forbid, no.
But I'm saying for starting musicians.
No, for a starting musician, what you have to do, it all depends on how old you are. Now, if you're starting at 49, you better do something about it, right? But if everybody else is starting at 16, 17, 19, 20, 22, 24, I go all out, and then worry. You see, because I find many other guys, what happens is they do a whole routine on that stuff. They do, and they start getting, they start worrying about that. Take your shot. If you don't make it, fine, go into something else. You see, but because you stand a much better chance if your direction's all into that. And that's why I consider myself a great studio player, but not a good musician. Because I was so intent on studio players that I learned a lot of stuff that I needed for the studio. But I didn't learn nothing about the, technical things, the right arrangements, all that. I didn't want to know from nothing. I just wanted what'll help me in the studios.
I want to ask about technique. I'm a drummer, but I find it can really help my practicing. Like, I need to put in 4 hours a day and 5 hours a day, and I want to put in that much time. And physically, drumming takes a lot of physical.
Right.
So I got to be in pretty good shape, or at least I try to be.
Right.
But it seems like I will get cramps, and I will wear out, and I realize that I shouldn't be getting those things. And technique seems to will draw me to be able to play longer and smoother, but not get those problems and not.
Well, you got to get away from it then. For everyone, when you practice after an hour and a half, just get away for 15 minutes, half hour.
Is that what it is? See, I've been trying to find out what.
Well, that's what I find with myself, with anybody, and it's amazing when you come back, you feel fresher each time, instead of you don't lose all that momentum feeling.
So in a sense, that's really the technique there, is just learning to pace yourself.
Well, yeah, you have to. Because see, when I'm thinking of practicing, don't forget, I'm not one of these guys. When I practice, it wasn't, oh, good, I put my 20 minutes in. No, you got to be going in there. You got to be playing because for playing's sake. Every great guitar player I know, everyone, and I don't put myself in that class. I'm talking about Joe Pass, Joe DiOrio. These guys, every great guitar player has their hand. When I'm talking to Joe DiOrio at GIT, he's like, yeah, Joe, what are you doing? Tom, Tom, that's all he's doing, all day. The guitar's in his hand. He's not practicing, that's him. Joe Pass comes over, we hang out. And there we are like freaks at 5 in the morning, we're still playing. Joe, I'm tired. Enough, go home. He loves to play. Here we are, 2 in the morning. Joe, I'm tired. He loves guitar. That's why they're guitar players. That's why they're great guitar players. That's why I'm from a different league. Great studio guitar player. Make little babies. They're little babies as studio players. But as guitar players, they're monsters. Yeah.
Could you do something? There's a whole bunch of that have to go and work.
Okay.
Could you possibly play something that you'd like to play?
Well, let me see. Can I charge any extra money? Oh.
We're inspired now.
Oh, you're inspired. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me do a little thing on technique, and then somebody can. Do we have a guitar player who knows some changes?
I'd love to do it.
All right, come up here. While you're on this, I'll go into my technique things while we're talking, and so then I'll kind of show you the stuff. All right. In this book here, there's something that says economy picking. That's the kind of technique that I use for all these fast runs that you heard on the solos. When I do a run, I play. I start, we'll say, on the 3rd string, and I play. My technique is down, up, down. Got the idea? Down, up, down. The very next string, I go down, up, down again. Down, up, down, down, up, down. So when the run comes up, it's. Then I start. If I do the same run on the 4th string, the main thing is 3 notes on a string. If I start on the 4th string. 5th string. Notice my hands all 1, 2, 3. Remember he was talking about chord changes back there, right? On the runs, that's all I do is 1, 2, 3. And I end up on the right note. Got the idea? All I need is the top note. Let's grab the electric here and tune to me and then play some changes and I'll show them exactly what. All right, you got the idea when I'm talking about 3 notes? Let's just see if he's in tune with this. Okay, now play me a chord. Just any chord, just tell me the top note. Any chord. The hipper, the better, right?
Sure.
No, play soft so you can hear me. What is the top note? F sharp? Sure. Okay. Good. Another chord. Top note. Yeah, any, the farther out the better. Alright, we're not too loud though. There you go. What is it, D? Okay, good. Dig? So then when I'm playing all these wild chord changes, it sounds like I'm doing these like dynamite runs, I just know one note. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Now play me an A minor 9. Okay, now if I do it this way, 1, 2, 3, right? Now if I want to get a little hipper, I go 1, 2, 4, play it. You notice all 3 notes on every string. I think you gotta know a lot about music to be hip. I just know 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3 to be hip, right? You see, I have nothing to do with music, right? Like you guys that know music, like there's a scale, right? This scale is like the diminished run scale, right? Here's the diminished run scale, right? Here's my scale. What the hell's the difference? You see? And I don't have to know nothing to do mine. I just go 1, 2, 3. These are what I call studio tricks that we all have. Everybody has them, but nobody wants to squeal. Yeah. So I could either come to this town and make you think I'm a monster. Yeah, I'm playing G9s against the 13th and flat of 5ths against the 14th. You know. Yeah, I'm playing 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I'm playing just like a slow bass time. G minor 9. G minor 9 to G flat minor 9. And real slow. 2, 3, 4. 2 measures each. And B flat minor 9. G minor. Showing you a bunch of little tricks, and I kidded with the last one. That's the Joe Dior hip one. You do one of them, you know, and then you do a lot of pleasure over here. And that's what this is all about. I'm talking where we're at now. Fundamentally, if I want to be a jazz player, I better lock myself in a room, just like everybody else, and work on it. But instead, I'm doing it. All of a sudden, when they want question about that stuff. That's okay. That's enough of my playing. Huh? Well, you know, but you see what I mean? It's all developed. I did all by fooling with all of that stuff. I didn't go through a whole. All right. All right. Question: do you understand what I'm talking about? The technique part. The 1, 2, 4, and all that. Yeah.
Are you just walking up all 6 strings on one?
Yeah, well, some I was doing from the 3rd up, from the 4th up, 5th up, now the 6th. And all I'm doing is just what the shows there, 1, 2, 3.